Okay, guys. So today the most important part we are going to see the ecosystem. So ecosystem means like what are the different people around you when you join any company, when you get a job, and it is very important to understand whenever you are starting your career in IT. So let's look at this diagram. I'll send you the screenshot in our Zoom of this page in a Zoom or Zoom channel. There is a Zoom channel also. Let me check that out too. Maybe I'm logging with my ID, so I might not be there. So guys, in our Zoom channel, just say hi. Everybody is added in the Zoom chat. There is a group chat. Our team has been created in the Zoom. So if you log in with our ID, whatever the ID we have provided to you, you will see our batch channel left hand side in the Teams, and then you can start a revision call. So today nobody has started the revision call. So tomorrow, if there is no revision call, then there is no class. Okay, I already told you last time that revision has to happen 7 to 7:30 revision time, 7:30 to 10 class. Okay, so this is the process. Again, I'm repeating 7 to 7:30 it's a revision time. Revision, you guys are supposed to send me the list of people who are going to do the revision in a group of 2. I'm not sure whether you guys remember or not last lecture, but I'm just repeating that I need 2% every day to do the revision first in the morning, and then our class will start. Attendance is must. When you come in the class, wear the headphones, join from the laptop. Okay, and if you have any concern question, let me know. But this is a complete process we have to follow. And as I mentioned last time, again let me repeat if somebody has not joined last time. I think I see little less audience last time. So we have attached already 2 documents, a warm up and orientation. So orientation is basically one video is there in orientation, like you are supposed to start some practice for database, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and Java, and some of the software installation links have been given here. Warm sessions that we are starting today. Okay, so like some of the diagram I have explained last time, those are there. I will put this diagram, whatever I'm drawing today itself. Okay, so we are going to start with this introduction part today. Okay, and then tomorrow we are having HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. There are some of the assignments after each and every lecture, and then revision is must. Okay, so this is very simple process. There is no rocket science. So if anybody has still doubt, please make sure that we have some documentation there what we are going to cover. If you don't know, again I'm repeating just to avoid confusion. I see like some of the students had problem after half of the class is there. Okay, sir, we don't know what is going on. Where is the documentation? The problem is that we don't put our attention whenever in the like we cover the first or second lecture. Okay, so please guys make sure that you have all the documentations available here. So go ahead and look at this. Like earlier we had a problem because I was not taking a couple of lectures initially, but now onwards I started to make sure that I take few lectures initially, and then after half of the lectures I will come back again. So there is no confusion and you guys know that what is our process. Okay, so I hope that everybody has the access to our documentations. We will add at each and every stage more documentations. Okay, so let's move on to our first lecture with first topic around our ecosystem and SDLC, agile. Okay, all those different concepts so that we know that what we are going to achieve at the end of the class. As you see on our diagram that business, okay, so like story begins, okay, from the business level. So business is something which tries to get the business, like get the money into the company. They sell the product. Say whatever company is developing, creating. Let's just take an example of the bank. Let's say RBC or CIBC or any other bank. You can take an example of e-commerce also. That's not an issue. Let's look at what are the different business lines in the banks. consumer banking. So consumer banking, you just imagine that say everybody, we all are using the normal banking, day-to-day banking, that sending a money, receiving a money, and then all those different kind of transactions we are doing. When we landed into Canada as an immigrant, then we create some accounts on different banks, and based on what, let's say, this bank is giving some newcomers benefit, some newcomers joining bonus or whatever. Like we consider all these different aspects while we are opening an account, and fees after that, what are the different kind of credit cards, what are the limits they are giving. So all those different aspects we consider before even opening the account. So that's consumer banking. Foreign exchange, we send money back to in different currency exchange. So that is foreign exchange. So there is we might use consumer banking, but we might not use FX trading. Okay, many of us might be doing trading, stock and everything, but some of us might not be doing that too. So it might be possible that we have an account in RBC, but we are not doing trading on RBC platform. We are doing trading on Wealthsimple. So the reason I'm telling you is that all these aspects, all these different customer, or these are verticals in organizations. So they have their own customer base, and these all are different business lines. So just take an example. Business thinks that, okay, I want to target newcomers, especially in Canada, so that we can get more business in. So what they're going to do, they put more offers on the consumer banking side for the newcomers. Foreign exchange side, they will say, okay, you will get, refer your friend, you will get $25. So if somebody send a money to back home using your link, your code, that person will get $10, $20. So this kind of promotion, who is deciding this and why? So that business is doing all these activities just to make sure that they can sell the product in the market, they get more customers in. So at the end of the day, there will be more money. Okay. So business is doing all these things. So business could be one person or a team. It depends. It depends on the requirement. It depends on the complexity. If it's a small organization, it might be possible that CEO itself is a business. The company CEO itself is selling the product. So there is no separate team, but it's a RBC or CIBC or different banks. You can imagine that CEO of the RBC or Citibank or all those different banks, they don't do the business. They are just monitoring all these businesses at a high level. So it depends on the type of organization too. So now business is taking care of all those different things. Then obviously business will give a requirement. Business will give a requirement to technology. So below is a technology, and above is a business. The line from this line, above is a business and below is a technology kind of. So business is telling that, okay, I want to develop a website like Amazon. I want to basically add these features, same like RBC. CIBC has this feature. Okay, BMO does not have it. We should have this feature on our application so that this will be very easy for us to get more customers in. So while they are selling, while let's say somebody is explaining you, okay, why you do the banking with BMO? These are the features we are providing more than RBC. So everybody comparing, right? And because of that, they are getting more business. So at the end of the day, business has to tell technology that, okay, I want to develop this many features, this many functionalities on our application. So they will give a requirement. A requirement will be given to these roles. So what are the two roles here? BA, business analyst, and project manager. So what is the responsibilities of those two roles? Business will just tell very, very simple use case, simple lines. Okay, I want to develop this feature which RBC has. Simple. The story ends there. But now BA will go do the research that how RBC has developed these functionalities, how user at the end of the day, how end user is using this particular feature on different platforms. And then BA will elaborate the requirement. So the main responsibility of the BA is elaboration. And then it will generate the document called BRD, business requirement document. So this business requirement document has kind of prototype, and the prototype can be made using wireframes. So wireframe is nothing but a software. You can just create like it's working prototype that it exactly looks like actual website, but it's not going from front end to back end or no different coding or nothing. It's just a demo purpose, so that business can visualize, okay, at the end of the day, this application, this website, or this feature, how it will look like, and then how end user will use it. So that is will be that all different kind of aspects will be covered in the BID document. So this is the elaborations of what business is recommending or business is asking for. Okay, so now BRD, when business will tell, okay, I want to develop this feature, then BA will do the business analysis and then find out the requirement, elaborate the requirement. At the same time, project manager, what project manager does? The project manager mainly involved in costing and resourcing, that how much cost it will be for this particular feature to be developed or this application to be developed, and how many resources will be required. So obviously, in order to find out how much cost, you need to know that, okay, I need 5 people to 4 people, 10 people, whatever. And based on that, they find out that how much cost. So, and whatever the BRD will be generated, that has two parts. One is the requirement and second is the costing. So they will tell the business that, hey, if you want to develop this feature, this might cost you $50,000. Even you might think, okay, is it the same company or different company? Yes, it is the same company, but still business has to know that, okay, I'm going to get the revenue of 100,000 out of this product, and I'm buying this product from the technology, because technology also has a cost, server cost and man cost and all different kind of cost is there. So internally they need to settle down that, okay, this much money they are going to give the technology so that technology can pay their salaries. And they have different budget for different roles. At the end of the day, if business is saying that, okay, I need to have this kind of report and this want to generate it, so they will hire some data analyst. So, and they will tell, okay, I'm ready to pay 100,000 for that particular person. So business will give a budget at the end of the day that I need this many people in my team. So once everything is ready, they will send a document to business to review. Business team will review the document and they will sign, physical sign or online sign, that yes, whatever the requirements we discuss and you are mentioning, that might be some back and forth between business and BA and PM regarding the costing, resourcing, or maybe in terms of the requirement. And then finally, one version is finalized that both parties are agree, and then they have a final signed document with the requirements. During this process, it might be possible that BA might consult to system analyst, software architect, or tech lead. Some companies has all different 3 roles are there. Some company has converted, the small companies converted this role in one role only, project lead or something. Okay, only tech lead perform all these different roles. But in bigger organization, in standard perspective, all 3 are different people. System, yeah, go ahead.
Can you also like move your cursor when you are explaining in the diagram so that
Are you guys not able to see my cursor?
It's so small. It's just a dot and it just disappears whenever you're
Yeah, so once I'm here, it's written here, but it's not my fault, but it's my pen sometimes, you see, like it's automatically goes.
Yeah.
So I cannot fix it.
It's okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Maybe I can try to zoom. Let's see.
Yeah, if you can do that, that would be amazing.
I don't know. It's going small if I do zoom. Let's see.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I can do this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm here with the system analyst, software architect, and tech lead. So BAPM, okay, this is here, and then you come down. Okay, so then VA might consult to these people at the time of generating this BRD. The reason is that sometime feasibility study is required beforehand, because if you commit to business, that means you are going to deliver. But after that, you came to know from these technical people that it is not feasible technically. then there will be a problem. So because of that reason, BAPM, like BA especially, will consult to the system architect before they commit something to business. Okay, so now after this stage, BRD is ready. So requirement is finalized. So this is requirement gathering phase. We'll relate this to in the next slide. We'll relate the exactly same thing with our SDLC so that we can understand that how SDLC works. So after that, this BRD document will be given to two parties, like mainly QA is also involved. I will come back to here, but mainly here. So tech lead or software architect, once they get the BRD document, then main task is to create TRS. Okay, TRS means technical requirements. So here it is written, technical requirement specification. BRD means business requirement document. Okay, so just to make sure that what is the full form. So BRD, business requirement document, TRS, technical requirement specification. So after in TRS, there are two parts, HLD and LLD. HLD means high level design. LLD means low level design. So high level design is a component diagram. There we'll understand this at the end of the class, that what are the different microservices are there, how they can communicate with each other, what is the deployment architecture. So some of the high level diagrams will be there, but low level is very important for now to understand that use case diagram. So it's here, use case, then class diagrams. So these are all UML diagrams. Okay, so there are some tools, free UML tools are available online. So class diagrams in first couple of lectures itself, we'll see that what is class diagram. Class diagram means you will say, okay, I'm going to create a class called calculator. I'm going to create a class called employee. In that class, I'm going to create, let's say, 5 properties, 5 variables. There will be 5 methods. So it's already been defined. So before you write a code, so the principle is actually 80-20 principle we use in the industry. What is 80-20? So 80% analysis and 20% development. So usually what like as a developer, what we do, if somebody tell you that, okay, can you please write down, can you create a calculator for me? I'm just giving you one example, very, very small. I will tell you, okay, can you develop a banking application simple that I can do debit, credit, or simple? We'll give you those assignment later. For the calculator example, we'll give you immediately in the warm-up session. So you will directly start writing a code. This is our common mistake. Like I was also like you when I started my career. Okay, so and slowly we understand that, okay, this is not the right way, that directly we start writing a code, because code is not the only thing, but code is depend on the analysis. So before you start even writing a single word in the code, line of code, before that you should know what you are going to write in terms of document, that how many class you are going to create, how they are related to each other, how many methods you are going to do, what is the name of the method, test cases. Now TDD approach is there also, right? So test driven development. So even before you write a code, you write a test cases. So you see, like the world is like ahead than what we think. So all these different kind of diagrams will be generated at this stage. So let's take another example. In BRD, it has been written that there will be a facility that user will buy something, put it into the cart, and then user will complete the payment. Okay, so in BRD, it just some screens has been given, but BRD doesn't tell that how. BRD will tell what. Okay, so there are 3 parts: why, what, and how. So how is code? Why, what, BRD will tell you why and what. But how, BRD doesn't tell, because it's just not a technical document. So now we are at the how part. So how part means how we are going to achieve this. Let's say we are going to do the payment. How? We will connect to the third party API, let's say PayPal, or maybe some different, there are so many payment providers are there in the market. So you send 10 parameters, you call this URL along with some parameters. Once payment completed, you will get this response back, and then you will update the transaction in the database. So there is a transaction table with the status. So all those different kind of minute details, like how many tables will be there, everything is there in the design document. Okay, makes sense. What is the difference between BRD and HLD and like TRS? So main high level documents are BRD and TRS. Okay, so now TRS is ready. So we are here. Okay, so now our turn has come. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what kind of developers you are, Java developer, .NET developer, PHP, Python, any kind of developer you are here. See, language is just a medium. It's not a barrier. If you don't know Python, if I tell you to write down code in the Python, it shouldn't be a hard time for you. Okay, so just come out from the language barrier. Just think about the logic perspective, how you are going to achieve something. So developers might involve here also. Even though the developers are a little bit below than this level, but developers also contributes here in these all diagrams and everything. So once everything is there, what now we know what we are going to do, how we are going to do, everything is there, then developers start writing code. Once everything is done, very, very important aspects, quality of the code. Again, as a developer, like this is just not one developers, every developers think, okay, whatever I am developing, everything is 100% right and everything is good. So that's why we need QA. Okay, so QA make sure that, because QA is not involved in the end. Okay, just make sure that QA is not involved at the end. QA involved from the beginning. The reason is that QA needs to understand BRD, and based on that, let's just side note, though we are not from the class, this class does not belongs to QA, but we should know manual and automation testing. There are two types of testing main. So and functional and non-functional. So functional means it will check functionality. Like whatever the features and functionalities has been defined in the BRD, those are working properly. That is functional. Non-functional means performance testing. That let's say if your website, whatever the products, whatever the website as a developer we have developed, if 10,000 users are using your application, is it going to work or not? Okay, so there are tools, like let's say we are using JMeter in the industry. So you don't need to worry about those tools for now. But especially for the QA, those tools are very important. So non-functional aspects is there, security. Okay, so these are non-functional aspect, these are functional aspect. Automation and manual. So you can achieve functional and non-functional both manually and automation. Manually, if you do manual thing, then it is a waste of time sometime, because you are doing the same thing again and again, again and again. If you are doing automation, it will save your time. Script has been written, you just click one button, it will start your testing, automatically give you the result. That is automation. So QA, once requirement has come, QA will start designing the test cases, what they are going to test. So there are two kinds of testing. One is developer testing and one QA testing. So developer is writing JUnit testing. So I think again, this is the biggest mistake we are making in the industry as a developer. Developer always think, like I've been like, I've placed a lot of students so far, and then like lots of students are giving interviews every day. So I see, I remember a lot of students when they go in the interview, when interviewer asks, okay, are you writing test cases? The simple interview question, are you writing test? What kind of test cases you are writing? So what happened, like a lot of students have given this answer that, okay, I don't responsible to write test cases. We have QA to write the test case. And that person is rejected immediately. That person is rejected from that interview immediately. The reason is you are responsible to write JUnit and integration test cases from developer's point of view. QA is also responsible to write the test cases from their perspective, but our test case as a developer are different than QA. Okay, so make sure that this is very, very good learning lesson, because in this warm-up session itself, we are going to learn JUnit test cases. In warm-up session itself, we are going to create a calculator program, and then we are going to write some JUnit test cases. So it is very important to understand our responsibility. So you have some focus on that. So make sure that JUnit test case sometimes at the same time, okay, other side story. that some students have given the proper answer that yes, we are responsible to write JNU test case, we are using Mockito, we are writing the integration test cases, and this is how we work. Selected. Only one answer, that interviewer mindset has been changed, because in industry, like I'm telling you, more than 50% developers have their mindset that QA is responsible to do the testing. But now world has changed. Okay, develop some companies has, like in my last organization, I've been told that okay, I will be performing automation QA part. I have to contribute to QA team, or maybe developers are all in rotation, they will do the QA. And that is the reason that there are less of in QA. Okay, so in automation also itself, there are less of, because developers are, and we have placed a lot of Java developer as SDET, software developer in test. So there are lots of opportunity for if you are doing development course, there are lots of opportunity to get the job in QA also. Okay, so now once everything is ready, developers completed the development, they will tell QA, hey, everything is ready for testing. Then QA will start doing whatever way they like. They will do the testing. If they find issues, they will communicate back to developers. Okay, so all this communication starting to end is happening here in Jira. Okay, so Jira is a tool. So I will send you some links, and we have some training also. Jira is must. Once you get a job, at that time we also define some documents so that you can, before your first day, we'll give you some documentations or some training that, because first day itself they will start assigning you the Jira. Jira is a ticketing tool, means whatever the task has been assigned or all these activities are logged into the Jira tool. So you should not be like feel that okay, what is Jira when you start your working. So everything, all the communication, like QA will raise the Jira ticket that okay, these are the bugs. Okay, so bugs, developers will fix it. All the communication will be happen that okay, fix it, assign back to the QA. QA will do again testing. Once they are happy that everything is working according to the requirement, there is no issue at all, then they will tell system analyst, software architect, they will do some sanity check. Then again, it will go to the BAPM. They will make sure that whatever the requirement has been given initially, the final product has been developed or has the same thing according to the BRD. Then business at the end of the day, so business will verify it. Once you deploy, or maybe in the UAT, there are different environments. I will come back to that later. So there are different environments. We deploy our products at a different stage. So business will verify on a particular environment and then make sure that, okay, everything initially the requirement I have given, according to that, everything is ready. Once everything is ready, end user like us will start using the application. Now what happened? Let's say you are sending a money. Once you send the money has been deposited, a credit like debited from your account, but is not credited to your friend account. Let's say you are sending Interact example. Then what you're going to do? You will call customer service, reverse flow, then customer care. They will basically try to investigate for some time. If they are not able to solve the problem, they will tell, okay, I will create a case number for you, and then I'll get back to you. Then customer service, here we use ServiceNow. Okay, ServiceNow is another tool, like because this is support issues, and that will come to application support team. Okay, so there is another role, application support. So these are all different people around you, different roles. Okay, one of the team is application support. So they support the production issues. Production means once application is deployed, if some issues come, they will take care of those. Take care means there are different levels, L1, L2, L3. So you don't need to go in much detail about for those now, but they will take care of the issues, and sometimes they code, sometimes they don't. And most of the time they will delegate to BAPM, and then again it will come to developers, means to us. So once we get the job, you are dealing with support issues. Again, in interview, somebody asks you, okay, are you involved in any support issues, any client issues? Yes. When any issue come, there is a priority. Okay, P1 means highest priority. You have to fix it in 2 hours. then we have to sit overnight. That's why you see a lot of videos, lots of prank on our life and our developer life. The reason is that if any issues come, we have to we can't sleep basically. We have to fix it. So because it's a financial loss. So applicant support will raise a ticket and then again the same flow and go back. Every applicant support will tell customer service that hey, if issue has been fixed, they will call you or update your ticket that issue has been fixed. So this is the reverse flow and this is the forward flow. Okay, so this is how we work in the industry and these are the different people around you. So that's called ecosystem of IT. Any question here?
What is this LLD and HLD where you have
High level design, low level design.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so actually, I had a question. I had a concept similar when I was doing my bachelor's that was calling like white box testing and black box testing. So when you were
Yeah, go
talking about the developer being like writing about the test cases and stuff, were you talking about the white box testing?
Yeah, it's a white box, you know, right? What you're
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
test.
okay,
It's a JUnit
exactly.
test, so you
So I
know
was
all
just
those.
thinking if it's the similar
Yes, yes, similar concept.
analogy. Yeah,
Black box means you don't know something and you are testing. So that is black box. You just send,
yeah,
you are sending
yeah.
a data or getting the data. You just focus on the input output. That's it. That's black
Mm-hmm.
box. You don't know
Yeah,
what's going on behind the scene. But as a
behind the scenes.
developer, we need to make sure that what code has been written, how it is
Mm-hmm.
working, all
Mm-hmm.
those internal mechanism of the code.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Thank you.
Any other question, guys? Anyone? Okay, so now, okay, so there are two life cycle. One is SDLC and STLC. So SDLC, it's not for you, it's for the testers now. But we are mainly focused on SDLC here. Okay, so this is SDLC, software development life cycle. Okay, now let's relate with the previous diagram. R means requirement gathering because there are phases of SDLC: requirement analysis, design, development, testing, and maintenance. So requirement gathering means BRD. Now relate with the other diagram. Design means TRS, technical requirement specification. That's the output HLD and LLD. Somebody was asking. Development, obviously code. Testing, test cases, automation manual, whatever you think about. Maintenance, deployment, and support. Reverse flow and deployment activities in the end. So these are the different phases of SDLC with respect to different roles. Any question now in SDLC? This is very, very basic terms and terminologies, guys. Okay, you might have learned in software engineering subjects. If you are coming from the non-IT, maybe yes, it's a new thing for you, but people are coming from the IT, it's a very, very basic terms. But still you can ask question if you have. Okay, so now what are the different methodologies to, like, if we do the development? So there are different methodologies. Let's say waterfall and agile. There are two main methodologies. We try to achieve SDLC. So whenever we try to achieve the SDLC using different methodologies, particularly we are achieving the same thing: requirement analysis, design, implementation, testing, and maintenance. How? So using different methodologies in the market. So waterfall is a traditional approach. Waterfall means, you can see here, this is waterfall. And you can see here, this is falling water, kind of like water is falling from the top, and then this phase is. So now, like, what are the advantage and disadvantage of the waterfall methods? Nowadays, this is not popular. The agile, everybody like interview sometimes start, okay, are you following agile? Like, which methodology you are following? Let's go on top one level. So they might ask you like, which methodology you are following in your current project? Blank, no answer. Like, so what is our aim? Like, let's try to understand. So we'll look at some of the roles and responsibility also. I'll tell you to do some research. But the most important aspect of our training is that we do job-oriented trainings. So we need to make sure from the day one that our aim is to get a job. And then we know how industry works. Okay, we are going to teach you multi-threading. We are going to teach you exception handling. We are going to teach you simple core Java, inheritance. Yes, we have to. But at the end of the day, we will tell you that, okay, how we are going to use this in the industry. Where exactly you are going to apply this. Once we teach you something, okay, we'll give you that, okay, create a bank application, create a calculator application. So you need to think this is a smaller scale, but in a bigger scale also. So I think a lot of you have a questions when you join the class that, okay, are we going to create a project? So you are going to create a project every day in each and every lecture. It's just that you need to understand that this particular concepts, how we are going to use in the industry. It might be possible that, okay, 10,000 line of code, 50,000 line of code project is very bigger. But once some task has been given to you, your scope is small. Scope is not, you don't need to think about whole application. Otherwise you will go on. If you join any company, that doesn't matter that you always get to start developing from the scratch. That is not possible at all. All the companies has their own application developed already. And you have to understand, okay, how application flow works and how to change the code. This is an art. You have to use little smartness. So guys, we need to make sure that we are ready to accept the fact which is there in the industry. So now waterfall, okay, let's say I want to develop a website like Amazon. It's a huge platform. Okay, so requirement gathering might take 3 months. Design might take 3 months. Implementation coding might take 6 months. So these are the number of months. This is just a high level estimate. Okay, so let's say after 15 months, it might take 15 months and then business will see some output. So here, let's just take an example that requirement analysis started in, let's say, 2019 December or October. 3 months, December, design, 2020 March. And then some development has been started till May and lockdown start. Then what happened that you see, like after this stage in 2020, like the world has changed completely drastically in 24 hours. Nobody wants to go by window shopping and everybody wants online. The reason I'm telling you this example is the problem in the waterfall methodology is that once requirement is fixed, it's signed, you cannot change it. And now the problem is that you have defined, you collected the requirement for whole application at the same time. You did not collect the requirement in chunks. You collect the requirement as a bulk for the whole application. We already spent 3 months, like almost 7 months, and now world has changed. So now business will tell, okay, yeah, whatever the requirement we have given, that is useless now, because nobody will buy our product with these features because their perception has changed. So in this case, waterfall is fail. Just think about one example. It's Corona is a huge example, but there could be so many small examples because world is changing every day slowly. Okay. Because of the Corona, it has changed drastically overnight. But other way also, world is changing slowly. Within like this month, something else. Next month, if you see, oh, this has gone, now new thing has come. So every day we are seeing that in technology world, we have different things. So this methodology at the end of the day, nobody is using nowadays. So now what? Agile. So in Agile, okay, so what is Agile? agile means quick. Okay, so synonyms. That means in waterfall, something is taking 15 months, and this agile, you will take 12 months or 10 months. No, this quick is not applicable there, that you're going to get the output earlier. That's not the quick meaning here. The meaning is that you might watch a reel. I already put some reel on our Instagram. You can follow. Obviously, I will put a link. So what is difference? What is agile scrum there? Just a 10 like 30-40 seconds reel I have created. So here you like we divide and conquer. Okay, so at the end of the day, we divide and conquer. So we divide the things in a parts. So let's say 1 to 15 parts. Okay, and then let's say in first phase or first part, we are going to develop, let's say, login, registration page, and home page with coming soon. So in this case, in this one particular part, we follow this process: requirement analysis, design, implementation, testing, and maintenance. And all SDLC steps, we are going to follow in each and every stage. So in this first phase, we are going to do the requirement gathering only for first phase, not for all 15 phase. So at the same time, what happened in the waterfall? That we collected the requirements for all phases at one go, and then we lock it. Okay, again, let me be very clear that once it is locked, that doesn't mean you cannot change. You can change it, but at a cost. Cost means business will raise a change request. That's called change management. And then there is a cost. So after 6 months, the business is telling, okay, oh, I don't need this. I was agreeing initially, but now I don't want this. Then technology will tell, hey, we already spent time. Now, if you want to change it, it will extract 2 months. You have to pay us. So this is how it works. But here, that risk is going to reduce. So in each and every starting of the phase, we follow complete cycle. And that is the main advantage of Agile. And in Agile also, Scrum. Okay, Scrum is very popular. In Agile framework, Scrum is a methodology. So Scrum is a very popular. So in Scrum, there is a concept called sprint. Okay, so this is a sprint here. So Agile, Scrum, sprint. Okay, so sprint means this part, chunk. So this chunk could be 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days. So I have worked in my career 15 or 13 days sprint, 30 days sprint max, not more than that. So within 30 days, you will follow this cycle. Okay, so another advantage of this techniques is after every month or every 30 days, business, we have a demo to business. So business has some visualization. So if you see something, you can give more like proper requirement that, okay, yeah, this look like this. So let's do this way now. So every time business can give a new requirement. So if let's say Corona start after 1 month or 2 months, so they change the requirement. So they are not binded with the previous requirement. Every time they are going to give the new requirement. So that's where there is no problem there. So here in Agile, we have important concepts: epic, story, task. These are the very, very important concepts here. Sprint, okay, sprint, obviously sprint is there. So in one sprint means 30 days. So what we are going to achieve in this 30 days? So there is a high level. Let's say I'm going to achieve login, registration, and coming soon page with the home page. And that is called epic. It's a high level. Okay, so now login is story. Registration is one of the stories. So login means it's not only login page you create. If you want to create a login page, you have to create a UI. You have to create a database table to store the data. You have to write some code. So there are different aspects. Login page is not only just one task. The story. Okay, so story, high level. So under story, like for the story, we do the estimation as a team. So estimation, there are different techniques in the market, but for a high level, we do round table. Okay, based on the gut feelings, based on the experience, we say, okay, this might take 5 days. Here you can see like 5 days, or or 7 days or 10 days. Okay, so we might discuss and then decide that, okay, like this might 15 to 20 day of development within these 30 days, then 5 to 10 days of testing, and then other time for the maintenance and deployment. So we know like our development cycle ends within 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And after that, QA has to make sure that they perform the testing. So story and task, after story is done, estimation is done, we divide the task. Task means after that, we decide that, okay, who is going to work where? We don't decide before, okay, like before estimation. Otherwise, okay, if I am going to work this story, then I'll tell, okay, I will take 10 days. That's not going to work. If somebody else is going to work, you will take, okay, 2 days. If you're going to work somewhere, you say, okay, 5 days. So we don't decide before that who is going to work where, so that we have neutral opinion of each and every person that how much time it might take. And then task dividation, we work on task similar, just relate with all other thing. And then we have scrum call, scrum meeting every day in the morning, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. It depends. If there's a global team, we change the time. 3 things: what you have done yesterday, what you are going to do today, is there any problem? 3 questions. Okay, and then everybody, if you have a concern, questions, some technical issues, you can connect offline, and then we can solve our issues. Okay, so nowadays agile is very popular, and in industry everybody is using agile. Okay, so these terms are very important. Okay, anybody has any question?
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
Rajdeep this side. Like for the round table meeting, as you mentioned, does in the storytelling, does everyone creates a persona, or it's just like everyone's experience at that time?
See, we have some acceptance criteria. So
Okay.
what we do, we put first of all, we have to understand, we have a demo, like let's say prototype. I mentioned that what is a BRD is there. So first of all, we have a demo that, okay, we are going to develop these features and functionalities. First of all, in order to do the estimation, we need to know that what we are going to develop first. So we have some, we in this meeting, we have BA guys also involved, like who has created a prototype, who has given the requirement. So they first explain the requirement. And sometimes we are not deciding immediately. Like estimations is not, okay, we say, okay, we are not still comfortable, we don't know. As a developer, we say, okay, yeah, we are not comfortable, we need some time. Okay, so next day we do some more deep dive from the existing code or something, and then we put the estimation. And again, in the while we are doing the round table, we know what is the end result, where we are going to make changes. And once we give the estimation, sometimes we put some buffer, 20%, 30%. That's one thing. On top of that, if still we are not clear, we mention to business, okay, it might be possible that we have given this estimation, but this is very high level. High level means it may change once we start the development, it may change or it may reduce. Okay, so there is an adjustment, and that's why we have Scrum Master and Project Manager in place.
Sir, my question was like for the user story, like as you mentioned, the user story, right? So for the customer perspective, we give our like on in the round table, we give our perspective, or we just create persona or like
No, no,
something.
you see, like BRD is already created.
Okay.
So BRD has already created that, okay, what is going to be developed. You can suggest that, okay, this is not good from the user perspective, but ultimately we are, as a developer, we are not the deciding point. We will convey this message to BA, or there are a UI UX guy also there. Okay, they created prototype. From the UI UX, people think from the user perspective, that usability perspective. So if you find some flaws, then we have to tell them, and then once we tell them, they will consult with business to get the approval, and then it will come back.
Okay, understood. Yeah. So at the end, we are not like the decision maker.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
because it's coming, they are already approved. I already mentioned, right, that it's already
Yeah.
been approved by the business. So if we want to make some change, we have to make, otherwise just to make sure, it might be possible as a developer, we don't think what business thinks, business is thinking from the selling point of view, and they might have some vision, and that we don't know. And that this is always a gap. You see, like developer always think differently than business, and that's why we have layers like business analyst in between.
Yes, understood. Thank you.
This is Matt. So I have one question that waterfall is completely out of the market, or it's some organization has using?
See, almost I say it's 99%, I would say, like 1 or 2% are using this waterfall. But you know, like since last 10 years, I have not used personally waterfall.
Oh, okay. Then if they ask that, okay, have you ever worked on waterfall, or do you know about the waterfall? So that,
You should know what is waterfall, but if somebody asks you, have you worked, you can say no.
okay, got it. Thank you.
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, are the sprints also equal to the phases that we built,
Yes.
or it is different?
Yeah, the same thing, right? This phase.
Okay.
So sprints are, it's already, it depends on the project wise, not company wise.